The following contest is a submission match. On the way to the ring, from Boise, Idaho, Torrie Wilson. And the opponent, from New York, New York, Ashley.
Raw is live tonight from Santa Fe, New Mexico, where this capacity crowd is on its feet.
If we don't get this show on the road, I think we're gonna have a riot on our hands, JR.
You might be right, King. Good thing we've got extra security on hand here tonight. This crowd is ready for action. This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow, could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary? This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. What a reversal. Excellent counter. What ring presence. Look at this. Look at this. You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here.
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well.
Oh boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something, quick. Oh no, this is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is someone's been eating their vitamins and saying their prayers.
These superstars are beating the heck out of each other, and this crowd can't get enough of it.
It's what they paid to see, King, and they're getting their money's worth tonight.
They sure are, JR. There's no question these superstars are earning their paychecks. Oh, man. I'd like nothing better than for Ashley to take me home and call me Daddy.
Or Grandpa, as the case may be. What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now.
No, I didn't, King. I had high expectations, and I'm happy to say that this match has exceeded them all.
Oh, boy. These fans have got...
That went nowhere.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's gonna go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're looking pretty fit, though, I must say.
I don't think these superstars have...
These superstars are in rough shape. Fatigue has set in, and I think this match could be over before you know it.
If any superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match.
That's for sure. No matter how beat up you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your injuries.
And that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment. Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the deal.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here with me next time. These fans can't get enough of Torrie Wilson, and neither can I.
Everywhere Torrie goes, she wins them over with that beautiful smile of hers.
Wait a minute. You're looking at her smile? What the heck is wrong with you, Uncle Jerry? Never mind. I think I know the answer to that one. I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their minds, King.
Are you sure they can afford it, JR? Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths are going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. Looks like someone's heading for the high rent district. There's the reversal.
Ashley is one diva who doesn't know the meaning of the word quit.
Yeah, or the meaning of the words, call me back when you get this. I must have left a dozen messages for her in the past couple of days.
These superstars are in terrific shape, and that comes as no surprise whatsoever.
No kidding. If you don't have that conditioning, you're not going to last long in a match.
You sure aren't. And that's only one of the many reasons I try to stay out of the ring whenever possible.
Oh, Torrie Wilson looks as lovely as ever, as if that's a surprise.
Looking at bodacious Torrie Wilson reminds me of something an old buddy of mine used to say. She's got legs all the way up to her.
All right. Simmer down there, partner.
Are you blushing? Look at you. You're blushing.
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question.
I think someone's going for a high-risk move, JR.
Ashley is one of the most beautiful and athletic divas it has ever been my privilege to watch.
Beautiful and athletic. That's everything I look for in a woman.
You might want to improve your odds by adding blind and deaf to that list, too. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it. So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself if it's all the same to you, King.
Boy, I'll tell you, that Torrie Wilson is one hot mamacita.
Well, I'm glad to see those Spanish lessons are really paying off for you there, Kingfish. Listen, mister, Ashley's more than just another pretty face, but she certainly is a beautiful young diva.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful smile, but what I really love is her...
The next words out of your mouth had better be her competitive spirit.
Man, you're the only person I know who can take the fun out of watching Ashley in action. I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
I'm sure they haven't. That's not the kind of attitude you come in with and expect to pick up the win.
You're right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up. tell you what, that Torrie Wilson is one sweet little tomato.
You call her that because your face gets all red whenever you see her?
My face only gets red when I'm trying to keep myself from throttling you whenever you say something stupid. Which, by the way, is pretty awful. Ashley's stamina is incredible. Most divas would be completely exhausted by now.
What are you talking about? She doesn't look that tired to me.
She should be. She's been running through my mind all night long.
I think this crowd has decided to exercise the right of free speech.
God bless the First Amendment, JR.
This match is going to continue until someone's completely debilitated. And considering the resiliency of these superstars, that's not...
Oh boy, this looks like an all-or-nothing move.
You've got to ask yourself, how much punishment? I've got a feeling this is going to make her fans very happy.
You're right about that, JR. What a face buster!
Oh man, I think we're about to see a high-risk move here. Torrie Wilson, of course, has appeared on the cover of Playboy magazine not once, but twice. I'm sure you've picked up your issues.
Absolutely. But I just read them for the articles. And let me tell you, Torrie's got some beautiful articles in there. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away from every match in the best shape.
They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out of here on a stretcher.
I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. There's no room for error when you're on the top rope.
I think it's... Oh boy, these top rope moves can go either way.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in that very ring.
And I think there's going to be a lot more shed here tonight.
No doubt about that, King. These superstars are going to leave it all in the ring. You can count on that.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down a field or slapping a puck into a net.
This is a risky move. It could prove to be disastrous.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come down that hurt.
You're putting a lot on the line when you climb that turnbuckle.
You think these fans have gotten their money's worth tonight, JR?
If they haven't yet, I'm sure they're going to by the end of this match.
Well, I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you.
These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to...
That's a short climb, but a potentially long fall.
These superstars are going to tear each other apart.
That's exactly what the fans paid to see, King, and they're not going to go home disappointed.
I wonder if Smackdown's going to have anything nearly this good next Friday.
I think we both know the answer to that one, King. How could they compete with a match like this? These top rope moves are always difference makers, for better or worse.
I talked to these superstars backstage before the match, and I don't think I've ever seen competitors so ready to get it on.
And that's coming through loud and clear here tonight in this match. They're not taking it easy on each other either.
It's been said a million times, but I'll say it again. This isn't ballet. Ruthless aggression is the name of the game.
I'm not so sure this one's about winning or losing anymore. I think it's become more personal than that.
Of course it's personal, JR. Anytime you step into the ring with someone who wants to beat you down in order to win the match, it's personal.
I guess I can't argue with that, King. I just wonder if they'll be able to settle their differences in this match, or if it's going to wind up bigger than that. I'll tell you what, King, the WWE Superstars are about the greatest athletes you'll find in any sport, period.
What do you mean, just about, JR? Can you actually think of anywhere else that you can see athletes of this caliber?
I was just going for a little humility there, King. I'm not surprised it was lost on you.
The intensity of these superstars is unbelievable.
No doubt about that, King. The fans are getting their money's worth here tonight.
I think these superstars have a legitimate beef with each other, JR.
So do I, King. I'm not so sure their issues with each other are going to be solved with one match.
I hope not. I'd love to see them go at it again and again.
I'll be honest with you, King. This is not the way I thought this match would go at all.
Me neither, JR. I guess that just goes to show that anything can happen in the WWE.
I think you hit the nail right on the head, King. And it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
Wow! Listen to these fans, JR!
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans at all.
Oh boy, you might want to close your eyes, JR. This one could get ugly.
You're damn right it could. It could get bowling shoe ugly. And that's what this business is all about. It's not ballet, you know. A textbook reversal there.
I'd hate to be that referee, JR. Can you imagine having to tell one of these superstars no?
Boy, I think I've had nightmares about trying to do something like that, King. I tell you, King, I've got no earthly idea how these superstars can maintain this intensity week after week after week.
It's not easy, JR. There's no off-season. It's not like you've got 6 months to recover after WrestleMania.
That's for damn sure. And that's why I don't think there can be any doubt in anyone's mind that the superstars of the WWE are the greatest athletes in the world. I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these WWE superstars really are.
You've got to have some excellent conditioning to be able to do what they do.
Well, that's the name of the game, JR. You gotta keep moving. No dog ever peed on a moving car.
Oh, that's a lovely image, King. I'd ask you where you come up with this stuff, but I don't think I want to know, quite frankly.
Now remember, kids, whatever you do, don't try this stuff at home.
Absolutely not. Even these trained professionals wind up pretty badly banged up after a match.
Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got something to say to these superstars.
And if they're smart, they'll listen. Remember, without these fans, these superstars are out of a job.
Remind me to never try and step between these guys, JR.
That would be hazardous to your health for sure, King. And it's been reversed. I'm sure these competitors have studied each other very carefully.
This match would be over by now if they hadn't, JR. You never get into the ring without doing your homework.
That would be a recipe for disaster for sure, King.
What are they gonna do next?
I couldn't even begin to guess, King. That's why they say anything can happen here in the WWE.
I can't remember the last time I saw superstars this fired up. I don't think they've even considered the possibility that they might not win this thing.
There's an awful lot of pride on the line here, King. No one in that ring wants to have to go back to the locker room as a loser.
I don't think anyone's walking away from this match unscathed.
No doubt about it, King. This one's going to be hell on the anatomy for sure. Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their minds.
You sure can, JR, and I don't think we'd have it any other way. No matter who wins this one,
Here's your winner, Torrie Wilson.